Hi, I am at my second favorite place, the lake. I don't know how to hit switch on my video so that you guys can see. Let's see if I can do it. Hold on. Unfortunately, I do not know how to switch the camera so that you guys can see where I am. I am at my second favorite place, the lake, right? The wind is picking up. Every time I try to do this video when the wind is calm, it starts to pick up when I begin to talk, and that's a beautiful thing. I just hope that you guys can hear me. I'm gonna try to get a picture of the lake so you guys can see where I am. And there's the wind. Unfortunately, the guy is cutting the grass as well, so I know that that's probably picking up in my video also. But I had a story that I wanted to share. First of all, I was guided to come to the lake. I was going to my first favorite place, which is the trees. You know, I love to be among the trees and sitting in the trees and hugging the trees and touching the trees and all that good stuff, absorbing the energy of the trees, the wisdom, the knowledge, and just seeing how it is or what message, what download spirit has to give to me. But this morning, this rising, spirit led me to the water, and water is also a conduit. So I came to the lake to meditate, to pray, to cleanse myself, to get back in alignment with Source, to get back in alignment with my inner being, to just hear whatever it is that Spirit needs to speak to me. I've been going through some things lately, and some days have been better than others. And today is an amazing day. Yesterday was an amazing day. The day before was a turnaround day. I have reached a turning point. I did a video yesterday and I spoke on how I was having these wrestle with God moments. And we know, like with Jacob, Jacob wrestled with God, Jacob wrestled with an angel until, what was it? He wasn't going to let go until he got his blessing. And during that wrestle with spirit, wrestle with God moment, I was reminded that I'm having a Jacob moment where I'm wrestling with God and I'm not supposed to let go until my name is changed and until I get my blessings. A whole download. And I kept on wondering and I kept on saying, you know, like I'm a pretty great person by my means, by my standards, and by others as well. My character really does speak for itself. And I've been so good to people, and sometimes I'm a little puzzled when people aren't as good back to me in return. And that's why I was wrestling. I was having these wrestling moments within myself, within spirit, because a house divided against itself will surely fall, and I was a house divided against itself. I continue to want to hold on to people and help people and save people, but at the expense of losing myself. I'm going to say this because I said this, I think, on one of my lives. Your win cannot be based off of me taking a major loss. And right now, I'm in a season of barrenness where I just don't know sometimes how I'm going to get by. But I know that I am. That's the thing. I remember praying and asking God to surround me with women with a high level, a big caliber of faith, right? But the way that the universe works, the way that spirit works, the way that source works, they continue to put me in situations where my faith had to be the one to be upgraded, where my faith was the faith that was being tested. That's how it works. Sometimes, not sometimes, I don't even know if I should say sometimes or all the time or oftentimes, right? What we ask for, we're going to be tested in that area. So I asked to be surrounded with women of big faith. And that didn't happen. Instead, I was being molded and shaped to become a woman of big faith. So that when the tower moments would come, so when all the things that I was used to being my safety net begin to crumble, listen, I don't have anything else to depend on but my faith. That's it. I'm gonna try not to cry, but my spirit is full. I don't have anything else to depend on but my faith. That's it. Not a tangible thing that I can see, touch, taste, feel, whatever the five senses are. Just my faith. That's it. Hey, how are you?
I'm not getting in your way.
No, you're good. You're good. I promise. I'm gonna probably get up in a second anyway.
Okay.
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 Oh, I'm back. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to talk on camera to the guy that's cutting the grass, but he needs a vacation. So we're going to send good vibes and good energy his way, and that spirit source opens the door for him to be able to take a vacation. He hasn't been on a vacation in 4 years because he's working extra hard and he just never makes time for himself. I'm at the lake. This is my self-care day, my day off from being at that job. And I decided that I needed to pray. I needed to ground myself. I needed to connect back to spirit. I needed to get back in alignment with me. We can get so distracted by so many things. But as I was saying, right, my faith is all that I have to stand on. My faith is all that I have. And even though it's something that I can't see or touch or feel, I taste it. I'm not going to say feel because you can feel it. You can feel when spirit source is moving on your behalf and working things out in your favor. I'm gonna share this story and then I'm gonna end my video. I got gas a couple days ago, maybe one day last week, right? And I only had 20 bucks and I had to get to work. But I only had 20 bucks to put in my gas tank. And it took me to the line after the half, almost the quarter tank. Somebody told me that the quarter tank line. And I went and got in my car a couple days ago. And this is crazy. It said full. Now, mind you, I work 3 days out of the week, 12-hour shifts. I work 30 minutes away from my house. And I'm looking and I'm like, how is the gas going up and not going down? How is the needle on the gate on the gas thing saying full and not empty? I continued to drive my car for 3 days, right? Thinking, or from what I seen, my tank was on full. I drove to my daughter's house. I was like, yes, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. I told them, you gotta believe in miracles. Miracles just ain't happen in the old biblical days. They still happen. I believe in modern day miracles. Drove to my daughter's house, dropped the kids off, went to Fayetteville, Georgia, went to the grocery store. My dad sent me 50 bucks to get groceries so that I could eat. Listen, I went live. I took a picture and I sent it to two people. I sent it to one of my a friend of mine that lives in Alabama, and I sent it to this guy on Instagram, a friend, childhood friend. And I said, make it make sense. Mind you, the whole time I'm looking at this picture, the whole time I'm looking at my gas tank, 3 days, mind you. Now I know it should say empty because I only had a half a tank. But why is it saying full? And it continued to go up. The needle continued to move. I got in there one day and it was a little bit higher. I started thinking somebody done came and took their gas can and put some gas in my tank. Because I know it should say empty. But I kept looking and what I kept seeing was it saying full. until I sent the picture. I sent the picture and I shared the picture with 2 people. And I was so on a spiritual high and so somewhere else with it. I never noticed that in the physical, through these physical eyes, that the tank was on E. So somebody on that live was like, well, the childhood friend was like, you need to go get gas. And I'm like, why? I'm thinking to myself, why do I have to go get gas when my tank is saying full? And each time I looked, it continued to say full. Every day for those 3 days when I came out and I got in my car, Spirit kept showing me my tank on full. When I finally looked at the picture after I got off the live, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go get some gas. I drove to the gas station while I was on live. And I said, all right, I'm going to go to the gas station anyway. But I still didn't see that it was on empty. I looked at the picture and realized that I had been riding around for 3 days with my tank on empty. At first, I felt a little embarrassed. And I said, well, Spirit, what was that? What is the lesson? What you see, what I see through spiritual eyes, you see through physical. We are not the same. When God gives you a vision, when Spirit, Source gives you a vision, it's for you to see and not for everybody else. Because, see, they kept seeing through physical eyes, what I was only seeing through spiritual eyes. But when I came away, just like when Peter took his eyes off of the goal, off of God, he wasn't able to walk on the water anymore. And then Spirit gave it to me like this, because I had to sit with that thing, because I said people gonna really think I'm crazy. But babe, can I say this? I'm gonna say it like this, right? I have radical big faith. Because, see, that was one of those moments where my faith had been activated. So although in the physical, in this 3D reality, the tank was on empty, in the spiritual, my tank was on full. And I was able to ride around for 3 days on empty, and my tank was on full. Not one time did my car hesitate. I didn't run out of gas, because my faith has sustained me. So I know what things look like in the physical, but what I'm trying to say and what I know for myself to be true is that it's your faith that will sustain you. It's your faith that will keep you going when your car is on E. Listen, it's your faith. It's your faith. It's your faith. 3 days or I've rolled on E. But in the spiritual, all I seen was my tank on full, and it kept going up and up until it reached all the way to the F. And I was like, yes, thank you, God. Yes, thank you, universe, for blessing me. Because I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know, but I didn't understand it. But it wasn't meant for me to understand. It was just meant for me to see. So we have to start looking at things from a spiritual standpoint and not what we see in this physical. And I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave it at that. It's your faith. It's your faith.